Hey everybody, this is Keith Saarloos, and you are tuned in to Crazy Country 105.9, and this is our little half-hour break we take on Saturday mornings to chop it up with someone in the Valley that is important, someone who makes the Valley worth living in. And today we have a bit of a topical conversation to have, and today we're sitting with Dave Gonzales, and David has been a firefighter for literally since 1973, which is absolutely amazing. And right now we've got a fire, and we have all experienced a fire in the Santa Ynez Valley and beyond multiple times. And as this is part of our lives, we thought it would be a really good idea to do a little bit of a public service announcement and kind of bring a few things back to the top of the mind when a wildfire does break out, and what to do, what to be prepared for, maybe some apps that you should have on your phone. This is just one of those conversations nobody likes having, but this will be very, very easy, very, very fun, because Dave's a great guy. So, Dave, welcome to Chopping It Up. How are you doing?
I'm really good. A little scratchy throat because of the smoke out there, and just one of those things that we have to deal with health-wise when there is a fire, not close by, but we're getting the fallout.
Yeah.
So, with that in mind, you have to restrict your time outdoors and so forth. But I'm really happy to be here, and I love Santa Ynez, and, it's horse country, and I'm involved with horses and cattle and so forth. But there are friends, too, that we need to protect during these times.
Absolutely. So one of the things I use, just so you know, Watch Duty. And that's an app that I think every single person in the Santa Ynez Valley, and if you live in a rural part of California,
right.
And beyond, because it's basically, now it goes all the way from Mississippi all the way to California and beyond.
Correct.
And for me, this app, it came to top of mind, I guess, when we had the really close fire here about 2 years ago, right?
Right, yeah.
And you could stay on this thing, and it was better than anybody, right? It showed you where choppers were in the air. It showed you where the new hot spots were burning. It also gave you, and I'm looking at it right now, all the different areas where if you're in zone, let's say LPF-16B, right? It gives you a ready, set, go, and what kind of what might be looking pretty scary for you.
Correct.
The other thing it does is it charts the wind. It is such a great resource.
Right.
I mean, for just an average person to be able to see what's going on.
Yeah. Right.
So what are some other things beyond, the app piece was mine, but beyond that, Dave, what are some of the things that we can do in the Santa Ynez Valley, number one, to be prepared, and number two, God forbid that this comes close to your front door. What should we be doing?
Well, another app is PulsePoint.
Absolutely.
And, when those alerts come out, I would say listen to them.
Yeah.
Especially this time of year.
Yep.
The other thing is when you're waking up and having your cup of coffee, watch the weather. Mm-hmm. A lot of those news weather folks are very into fire behavior.
Absolutely.
And they can tell you, hey, in this area there might be these winds that are not normally happening.
Yeah.
So we go as firemen, we go and firefighters. I'm sorry. We go with fire science and history of the area and prevailing winds and temperatures, humidity levels. And the other thing we put in the component is your fuel loads.
Yeah.
And what you have for fuel around you, next to you, not far from you. So what I also do is I'll sit there and do scenarios. If I'm caught in traffic on Mission here.
Yeah.
Or on the 154.
Yeah. And
I'll just throw out, what if?
Mm-hmm.
Am I ready? If something should happen right now, where am I going to go? Is my family safe? My pets safe? And then third, your property. So that's how you prioritize it. Myself, going with my experience in different disasters, I see how people react to what the concerns are in an immediate danger issue like a wildland fire and a firestorm.
Yeah.
Which
that's something totally different.
Correct.
So one of the things that I have kept an eye on, looking at let's just say one of the things about living in, say, Santa Ynez Valley or this kind of general area where everybody's listening to this show.
Right. We
honestly have the best fire coverage almost anywhere in the world.
Correct.
Because we have Santa Maria, which, Chris Kunkel, who's been on the show before, he's loading up those tankers with not only fuel, but also fire abatement. We also have a local airport here on Kunkel Field.
Right.
That stages and gets choppers up in the air to do hotspot putouts.
Right.
We have an unbelievable fire department, not only locally.
Right.
We have quite a few. I mean, we have one in Solvang. We have one in Santa Ynez. We have one in Buellton. There's one up in Los Alamos.
Right.
Between all of those things, like we've experienced a fire very close to our property on Ballard Canyon.
Right.
And I got you calling me. I got 10 guys calling me almost immediately going, hey, how can I help?
Right.
And I feels like that's one of the great parts about living in this valley is there's so many people that are there ready to help, ready to move animals, ready to give you a place to go to. But we also are really, really close to the home bases of fire prevention.
Correct.
So you brought up fuel because that's one of the things that we all live in a very rural place, here. And when we have a lot of rain and the grass is growing nice and long, it looks beautiful while it's green. But that is all going to turn tan. And then as soon as it turns tan, we are in fire season, correct?
That's correct. Yeah. And it's all changed. I would have to say in the last 7 years.
Really?
I would see a change in the topography as far as the fuel loads. We had some rains a couple of years ago that were
heavy.
Real heavy.
We had bumper crop when we were growing hay.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we started drying out a little bit.
Yep.
But some of that, some of the fuels that had been dormant for a while, all of a sudden popped up. So we are seeing a lot of different mustards, and there's 2 different types out there. And then you got your chaparral, and there's all sorts of different types of flora in that.
Yep.
And that consists and puts the homeowner with their defensible space.
Correct.
And there's a lot of different ways of utilizing your natural, like rock faces, creeks, and other materials that aren't going to ignite,
right?
Because everything has a flash point and ignition point.
Okay.
And you have to understand when there's going to be a red flag or known. This is when you start removing your combustibles away from your home.
Yeah, you want to create a defensible space around your property at all times.
Right. And so one of the things that a lot of landscape folks do is they'll put bark down around their home.
Yep.
Highly flammable.
Really?
So you need to remove that. Maybe put rock instead of your bark. And at the Woolsey fire, when I was down there in Malibu, there was an insurance company fire department that showed up across from my client. We had fire trucks at our site, but these guys came in. They were kind of like a landscape company to me.
Okay.
And their client right across the street, they came in, assessed the deal, and all they did was remove
all the bark.
Well, so much bark, leaves.
Yep.
Check the gutters, make sure there was no flammables in there.
Yep.
Check the intakes where their attics are. Then the other part was patio furniture, moving everything away.
Yep.
And
if you have patio furniture by your pool, throw it in the pool.
That, or just get it away. If you got time, go store it somewhere else.
So you talked about a couple of things, because right now, I mean, just like everybody in the valley in particular, we're all getting hit hard with insurance. Right. It's almost, it feels impossible to get an affordable insurance claim because of everything that's happened up north, down south, and everywhere else in California.
Right.
So what are, like right now, this morning, we were out clearing hillsides, right? They said, hey, there can be no grass or what was the term that they used? Natural hillside, which we have tons of here.
Right,
you know,
right.
There can be no hay. That's a kind of a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Within 30 feet of the house. Have it all cut down to beyond 1 or 2 inches. Almost,
Correct.
they want you to go to dirt. Right.
Just about.
We went and hit all of our gutters,
Right.
and blew them all out.
Right.
Took everything off the roof, got everything nice and clean.
Good.
What are some of the things that every single person can do beyond what I just said? Get up on your roof, make sure you don't have any leaves in your gutters.
Right.
Don't have any combustible materials close to your home. You want a defensible space.
Right.
Even if you have a big piece of property, one of the things you need to do is cut a big, I think it's 15 feet, is it? Or it's about 2 tractors wide,
Right.
Fire break
Right.
around your property. Roads don't count. Make sure you have all of that. I'm kind of stepping on what I think you're going to say, but like getting underneath all of those trees, we all have those oak trees.
Yeah.
That will drop all of those, you don't want to walk on them, little leaves.
Right.
But every one of those is
Right.
just like a match head ready to be going off.
Sure.
Right. And I'm not trying to scare everybody, but
No.
keeping things clean and orderly and defensible is kind of the name of the game.
Correct. So what we call duff is the leaves
Yeah.
that come down and it just starts multiplying
Sure.
over the years, and a lot of people think it's beautiful landscape.
Yeah, it's mulch.
Right. But it's really good for the tree. Well, sure, your root base, like on most of the oaks around here, is got a drip line where you come down with the furthest edge of your tree.
Yeah. Like an umbrella. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then all that's where the roots are underneath there. But the whole thing is you need to keep that from being exposed, the roots.
Sure.
But you could keep dirt on top, but not necessarily keep the duff.
Got it.
So what I do with a lot of the folks in the interface, being closer to the forest,
Yeah. Yeah.
if they have a water source, like say a swimming pool or a pond,
Yeah.
be self-reliant. You could get a little fire pump.
I got one actually.
Yeah, and I've been putting them in different properties around the valley lately. But the thing with that is you're not depending on the fire department because they might be down the road, and you're not going to get the local guys. You might get, the other thing that we have as a resource here that they could call in, we have a really good relationship with the Shumash Fire, and the feds can call them in for backup and help us out.
Got it.
And a lot of them are local, and they know the area. But what I'm getting at is when you get an alarm come out, like Santa Barbara County Fire, especially this area.
They don't know the back roads.
A lot of them don't.
They don't.
You get an outside person. I had to bird dog on that last lake fire, and they were Santa Monica Mountain Conservancy guys.
Yeah.
Great firefighters, but they didn't know the area.
Or the topography. All of it.
All of that.
Totally.
So when you're getting guys coming in, most of the departments will do a pre-check of properties or the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So what we used to do when I was working, for example, in Big Sur, we would go into these areas, and first thing we're going to look at is the canopy over the road. Can we get our fire trucks up in there?
Sure.
Once we're in there, is it going to be safe to keep my crew there? Second, are the people being compliant to our suggestions of, hey, you need to put defensible space in?
See, okay, so one of those things, and I know this might be controversial, but I don't think it is. Like, we all we've experienced multiple fires here, right? We've probably, if you've lived here 20 years, you've gone through, five to six big ones. Right. And when we saw the Malibu fires and we saw the Pacific Palisades fires, like one of the things that, some of that information that came out was they were no longer, I guess the word was enforcing all of that overhang with the plants that you're talking about in people's backyards. They weren't going around looking around and saying, hey, you got to clean this up because this is nothing but fuel. And I'm not saying that was the cause or the reason, but it is up to every single one of us as a citizen to make our fire department's job as easy as possible. And the more we do that, like you're saying, cut low-hanging branches that might scrape a truck coming through. Make sure your area is defensible. If you, like you're saying, if you have a pool or a pond, have a pump so that you can take it upon yourself to defend your place. Up until the point where, it's life and limb, and then let a professional do it and get out of there. You brought up a few things like on a checklist, right? What do you suggest that we are ready to do? So many people with that fire that a few years ago, as it was kind of moving, animals, memories, like we were talking, you called it the M&Ms, memories and
medicine,
what are some of the things that are on top of mind today while we don't have a problem, that we can do to, get ready. So next time something bad does happen, we're ready to go. What would you suggest?
Well, we call it a bug in or a bug out.
Got it.
Go bag. Or stay bag.
Got it.
So and the necessities is how long do you intend to stay? If you might have to stay there for a couple days. So do you have water? Don't depend on electricity. Do you have a generator? Do you have communications? Sometimes cell towers go out and you have no comms. So the main thing is if you have physical problems,
that's huge.
That's huge. You do not want to be a burden on the fire guys because it's going to take 2 to 3 guys away from firefighting to get you out, and then they got to get an ambo to come in and get you out. And then trying to get through traffic. That's the other concern. So the concerns with that would be your folks that want to come and help and evacuate horses and livestock. And they're a big footprint to come up a road.
Absolutely.
So in the fire service, the engineers, the drivers, they go through extensive training about how to respond in an emergency situation. A lot of folks think that because they have a horse trailer, I'm in an emergency vehicle, and look out, come on, don't you know who I am? Get out of the way. And then, and then you got our brother law enforcement, sheriff and highway patrol. They're trying to say, hey, please stay, don't go out, don't go into this area because it's not safe for you to come in. The thing with trying to, what I'm getting back to is peace of mind that that your horses, livestock, pets are safe. If you have to bug in. Bug out, when they start saying ready, get out. And don't wait until you get the last warning. At that point, it's going to be too late.
So you're suggesting if you're living in an area that is, like say you have the Watch Duty app now, right? And as soon as it switches from ready to set, you're saying if you're at set, get out of there. Because what you don't want to do is when it hits go, everybody's going to go. So you're saying leave before the credits of the movie. Get out of there. Get all of your animals together. Get all of your medications. Get all of your memories. Load up your car. And go to a friend's house.
That's right. So have a destination. And have a phone tree. And have everybody know that this is the location you're going to be. And then if that doesn't work, maybe there's a issue going on there, have plan B.
Got it.
So be proactive about what you're going to do, because you're going to have family and friends really concerned.
Absolutely.
Because first thing you hear, and people pulling up to the barricade where the law enforcement folks are, my friend, he's deaf, he's not, or some kind of physical issue. Right. He might not have seen it or heard it, and I need to get up there. So what they'll do is do a welfare check, and they'll send law enforcement guy. If there's a fire apparatus near there, they'll sure enough go in and check the person. But that's the kind of thing that my philosophy is: be prepared. I would start working with my horses to load up at night. You know, not just during the day. Do it at night with just headlamps on. Get your animals used to having a cyclops coming at them. And you know, doing preventative measures. I carry Vicks in my pocket, put it in their nose so that they don't smell the smoke as much.
Great tip. Great tip.
If I have to cover their eyes, I'll have rags or something to cover their eyes to lead them into the trailer or lead them out. And horses act totally different when you're in a panic mode, and they pick up on your energy.
Every single, you know, that's a great thing to say, because, you know, you sit on a horse, if someone's not used to being on a horse and they're edgy and they're tense, and the horse knows it, they feel it immediately. Right. And, but if you walk up going, hey babe, how's it going? And, you know, brushing them, and hey, we're going to go for a little walk here, and put them on a truck, and you stay as calm as a baby, they're going to be as calm as a baby.
Right.
And all the animals pick up on that. One of the things that, you know, I don't want this to be all scary doom and gloom, but one of the things that I have been able to comfort people with to a certain extent is that when we see a fire up in our mountains right behind us,
front country or back country,
so if you're talking, like, one of the best ways to describe it, if you go up Foxen Canyon, or if you go up Figueroa Mountain Road, and you're heading into what I consider the back country of the Santa Ynez Valley. One of the things that is important to say, but is that, and there's a caveat in this, because one of the things that's very unique and special about where we live is the fact that Los Olivos was built in the 1800s, right? And a lot of those buildings are still here. So that means it is not a fire corridor. You know, it means historically, fires don't come right through there. And every day we get that wind coming off that North Pacific Ocean, blowing right across this valley, kitty corner. You know, if you stand at Lake Cachuma and you look not really towards Lompoc and not really towards Santa Maria, but somewhere 50-50 in between, there's a wind always in your face there, and we have that every single day. But that's no guarantee that wind will always blow that direction.
That's correct.
But when we see the fires that are in that hill, it is going to take a lot of effort for that fire to work its way down and into the bottom of our valley. It's typically going to be blowing itself out into the backcountry more than anything. So I know everybody's very nervous, and, you know, because I'm getting phone calls right now about the fire that's going on, and they're like, "Hey, are you okay?" And I go, "Yeah, it's like over an hour away, man." And then when people do call you, I always go, "Oh yeah, it's 40 or 50 miles away." And if they live in Southern California, I go, "That's the difference." And I know where they live, right? And they're in Orange County. I go, you would have to drive to Simi Valley. That's how far away it is from where you're located, right? Because people always think, "Oh, it's right by you, it's right next to you," you know, just to not calm your friends down a little bit, but just to let them know, hey, you're okay, you're safe, and then give them a little idea of how far away it is. Yes. But it is absolutely terrifying. I mean, when we have the fires here in specifically Santa Ynez Valley, we're one of the only places, and you can fact check me this as a fireman, where it is very likely that a fire will burn all the way towards the ocean. Like if there's a fire in the hills between us and Goleta, right? I've watched it where they said, "Oh yeah, the great part is it's going to burn to the ocean," and this is one of the only places that really happens. Where usually it's burning up hills, and we have a situation if you're on the other side of the pass, where it burns from the top of the mountain down to the ocean.
Correct. That's a wind change.
Yep.
And if you look at that in particular scenario, that's when your winds are blowing like a Santa Ana condition.
Yeah.
From east to west.
Yep.
And that's why we're going back to watching the weather.
Yep.
When you see a different wind event happening, that's when you get your spidey senses up.
Yeah,
and
you're right. You're exactly right.
You kind of go, oh, this is a little different. And the way this mountain range is between us and Goleta and Santa Barbara, it goes east to west.
It's one of 7 transverse mountain ranges in the world.
That's correct.
Yeah, it's very unique.
That is a geographical
anomaly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
You're right.
Yeah.
So we have that in our favor. And because if you look at that, the brush up in there, it's been a while since it been burnt.
So that's an interesting thing to discuss as well, because when we're talking about fire and fuel, right, even if we had a year where we didn't get a lot of rain, kind of like this year, right? We didn't get a lot of rain, but there's still a tremendous amount of fuel from the last couple of years, all of those trees dropping. And you brought up the chaparral, right? The chaparral, correct me if I'm wrong, chaparral, eucalyptus, are those two plants in particular are full of flammable oil.
Right.
Is that correct?
So eucalyptus is a non-indigenous.
Yep.
And our chaparral, there's different types of fuel load that we have, and they all have a flash point like we talked before. Yeah. And some of them, once they get their flash point, they blow. I mean, the flame doesn't even have, it's just the radiated heat.
Yeah.
Can get those ignited.
It's like little kerosene bombs sitting out there on the hillside.
So that would be a good thing to learn your flammable indigenous plants, and some of them use them for interior landscapes.
Sure.
And going back to the point that you made with the defensible space on the outside of your place, but on the inside, that's what was going on in the Palisades. Embers were flying inside the compound.
So how do we avoid that?
Well, it's all about the understory of the brush and plants that you got.
Got it.
Keeping it clean. Your palm trees are they're Roman candles.
Really?
So all the dead palms.
Also a non-indigenous plant to California.
Correct.
Yeah.
So the thing with your getting together with your landscaper, or even having somebody come in, a specialist, and say, let's not do plants. Why don't we do a rock garden, or let's do water hardscape?
Sure.
And use some plants, but maybe succulents or something like that. It doesn't take a lot of water.
Yeah.
You could just turn your whole interior landscape around where it's more non-flammable.
And another one, everybody here loves to Santa Maria style barbecue. I mean, it's just part of our life, but keep your wood pile away from your house.
That, and making sure after the barbecue,
that
you take care of that box, that all the ash and so forth. For an example, that fire that we had here, the Alisol fire, everybody's wondering, that must be arson. It has to be arson, the way that it started. But a week or two, I think it was a week and a half prior to that fire, was a lightning strike.
Really? Okay.
Hit a tree, a snag up there.
Yep.
And all it took was the wind to get those embers going.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, whoop, it took off and it went over the hill. So it was really interesting how these investigators checked it out.
Yeah.
They have those cameras up there.
Yep.
And they were able to see in time lapse this area, and they saw the lightning strike, and then they kept watching that area. And all of a sudden, when the winds changed and there was a little bit more wind, poof, there goes that flame.
So let's talk about a couple of those things. One, I've always been told it's like if you're in the backcountry or anywhere else, don't bring in anything you bring in, bring out.
Right.
Because if you have a glass bottle,
right,
with water in it,
yeah.
right, and it might be fine for years,
right.
but then all of a sudden it just moves in just such the right way, and the sun hits it, and you turn it into a magnifying glass.
Exactly.
This fire that's happening right now,
right.
from what I understood, or what I've been told, through the telephone telegraph telling me, right?
Yeah.
Where they were talking about, it was a guy who was driving down the road, blew a tire on a trailer, and maybe this is incorrect, and tell me I'm wrong, but was driving, blew a tire, and then the rim was causing sparks and throwing things, and as soon as one of those embers from that magnesium or whatever that is, that heat gets so hot, and it gets flicked right off into the side of the road.
Right.
That's basically like throwing a match out into the wilderness.
Correct. Those kind of fires are constantly dragging a chain on your trailer.
That's the other one, right?
Catalytic converters. You drive, let's look over here, honey. There's a really neat flower. Let's turn off and park on the brush.
Right.
And your catalytic converter is up in the hundreds. And woof, you got one going.
So you brought up two really good points. One, make sure your chains are, everybody here seems to drive with a trailer every now and then.
Right.
Make sure your chains are tucked up nice and high so that nothing drags and you're not causing any sparks. You're not throwing anything off.
Right.
Like you said, if you're driving into a field, an afternoon or an evening or whatever, and you're going to ride horses or you're just going to barbecue or do whatever you're going to do.
Yeah.
All of that underneath your vehicle is red hot.
Correct.
And you are basically just driving it into a field with a lit match underneath your truck.
Right.
Laying against all of that grass that's growing up and dragging across the bottom.
Right. That's correct.
What are a couple other things like that we should be aware of?
Well, here's another one that years ago happened in Saarloos area. They were having a cattle drive, and one of the guy's horses with horseshoes sparked against.
Really?
And caused a little, it was nothing's little. Yeah. Every fire is big.
Potentially, right. Potentially huge.
And people are throwing their saddles off and hitting them with their blankets. But anything that can cause a spark. Shooting a target.
A target shooting is one.
Right. Right. Weed whipping.
So that's the other one to talk about. It's like if you're going to be on a tractor, and I'm knocking on wood here, but it's like know what you're doing, because if you're mowing, right? If you're cutting, if you are weed whipping, if you are causing anything that has that like match point kind of a vibe to it, where if you're mowing, you hit a rock, right? You hit the wrong rock, you're starting a fire. So have water near you.
Well, the best thing to do when you're doing those kind of defensible space is the type of fire extinguisher that I recommend. Is a 2.5 gallon water extinguisher. It's pressurized.
Yep.
The powder extinguishers, they're limited. They'll put out a fire, but they're limited. Yeah. They're not going to be effective on a brush fire or grass fire.
Yeah.
But having a couple of those 2.5 gallon extinguishers on your tractor.
That is a great idea.
Or even in the back of your side-by-side.
Yep.
I carry those on the back of my flatbed truck just because I'm driving from one ranch to another. And in between, somebody might have an issue. At least I'm right there and help out to try to stop something from growing.
And the other thing that's really great, they're relatively inexpensive to buy.
Correct.
You can get them at Amazon or wherever. But because they're a water that we used to, when I was younger, we would go out and squirt and geefing at each other and everything.
Yeah, they're fun.
They're fun, but you can fill it up with water, and then all you need to do is find a air compressor, and you compress the crap out of that thing, and you've got 2 gallons of high pressure water.
Right. And what we do is we put a little Dawn soap in it. And we call it
tip.
Wet water.
Yeah.
And it's a penetrant.
Got it.
So those extinguishers, they're stainless steel.
Yeah.
There's a gauge on there that tells you when to stop putting the air in it.
Yep.
And there's a level where you put your 2.5 gallons in.
Yep.
So they're really easy.
Anybody could do that.
Right. But there's some jurisdiction that you need to have those checked off by an extinguisher company once a year.
Sure.
Just because.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of good extinguisher companies locally. There's Mid-Coast and there's Joy.
Yeah.
They're local, and they come out to the ranches in rural areas, and I set up a lot of different places with the right type of extinguisher for the application they need.
Yep.
Especially with livestock.
Yeah.
You don't want to kick off one of those powder extinguishers.
Sure.
The animals don't like it.
No, because that's like throwing a big sheet at them. It's just terrifying.
Yeah, and then the residual chemical will affect them a little bit. But water, for the most part, always have water source.
Does a pretty good job.
Does a great job.
Does a great job. Yeah. I mean, when you're talking about that smoldering, that little fire, like you were talking about, it doesn't have to be a huge fire to start it, right? It can be a little, all it needs is the right amount of heat. Like you were saying, a flash point. Yeah. That heat needs to touch fuel. And as soon as that heat touches fuel, you got a problem.
You bet.
And the faster you get on it, like you're saying, a 2 gallon, if you find something quick, you can put it out pretty easily and save yourself a lot of headache.
Right. Yeah.
What's a great way, if people want to follow up listening to this thing, I know that you were actively involved in the community and still involved in fire and things like that. What's a great way for people to get a hold of you?
Just call me.
Well, I don't want to give your phone number out over the air.
Right.
So it's like, you're driving one of your great Gonzo vehicles. I mean, I love it. But who should people? Here's a good way to put it. We'll wrap it up a little bit a different way then. A few of the things that you were saying. One, cleanliness. Right. Keep it clean.
Right.
Keep a defensible space.
Right.
You're not just doing it for yourself. You're doing it for your neighbors. You're doing it for your community.
Right.
Have that 2 gallon. I'm going to go buy 2 of them today because I don't have one, right? And I should just have one on the back of my truck. I got a flat, my headache rack. Just put it there. I already got 5 gallons of diesel. I probably should have 2 gallons of water.
Right.
I love the idea with the Dawn. That's a great idea. You brought up medicine and memories, right? Pack those up. Get them ready to go. Have a go bag ready to go, sitting there with. Get a little bit more medicine than you need. Put it in there. Have 2 weeks worth, something like that at least.
Yep.
Have some clothes. Have a radio that you can, if power goes out, something with batteries, right? A headlamp, that kind of stuff.
Really important.
Really important.
Right.
I have a backup little battery system so I can plug a bunch of phones into it and keep things going. We talked about the Watch Duty app. Right. Which is a great app. PulsePoint is also great because that's not just fire. That's everybody does the what's going on, texting everybody. PulsePoint gives you alerts of what's happening around you.
Right.
And with your animals, keep them calm and be proactive.
Right.
If you have large animals, if you have horses, you have things like that, have a plan, have it ready. And when it says ready, set, you leave on set. Start loading your animals on set. Get them out of there because you don't want to cause a problem. You don't want to be part of the problem. You want to be safe and sound and let everybody know that you're safe and sound at that time.
Yeah. Well, the one thing that just happened because of just talking to folks. Yeah. Patriot Trailers.
Yes, please. Yep,
Chris Johnson told me yesterday, he says, hey, if you're local and you think you're going to need to have your animals evacuated, come on in. He's going to give you a break on the safety check of your trailer. And
Chris is a great guy.
Yeah, just mention Gonzo, and that's the code.
I love it. It's so good.
So the other thing about being ready, the clothing that you wear is so important. Don't wear polyester or synthetic type materials. 100% cotton. Wear long sleeves, long pants. Have gloves, goggles, bandana, and something on your head. What happens, and we've seen multiple times, you'll see people out there trying to put a fire out with thongs and shorts.
Yep.
Short sleeves. And it's just going to be anytime they're going to get
causing
burned.
a problem.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
So,
You don't want to be while you're saving things, you don't want to be the person that needs to be saved.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And, if it seems like, and they'll show videos of people that saved their homes and so forth like that.
But it's rare.
Yeah. I have friends that tried it and they were in the hospital because they got overcome with smoke.
Yep.
Smoke gets you before the fire.
Yep.
And we're trained how to get away from it, but we have protective clothing. And you could also get protective clothing as civilians, and that's an easy thing. And
Throw it in your garage.
That's it.
That's right.
Just be ready and carry a jacket of some sort, a good heavy Wrangler or Levi jacket.
Yeah. A little duck jacket. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, you don't want anything oil.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Maybe not the duck jacket.
Yeah.
Canvas.
Canvas.
Yeah, there we
but
go.
anyhow, the thing is, if you do have a go bag or a bug-in bag, just have throat lozenges. You're going to get irritated throat for sure. You might want to put the Vicks in your nose too, and then water. Drinking water.
Great advice.
Have a 5-gallon jug of just water.
Yep.
And just in case. But there's so many other things that we could touch on, and we could go on for hours just on this topic. But back to my information, my phone number is 805-588-5960, and I'm 24/7, and
You're the best.
no worries. But one thing is that you don't, like Kiefer is saying, is you don't want to be part of the issue. You want to be part of the solving the issue.
Absolutely.
And the last thing the fire guys and the law enforcement guys, especially, when was the last time you waved and said hello to a law enforcement guy? They like to be recognized too.
Sure, absolutely.
They're putting their necks out. So none of these guys are there to be the bad guy. They all want to be able to keep you away from getting hurt because it's on their watch. If they let you go through a fire line, you get hurt, it's on them.
Yeah.
And they don't want that on their watch.
There's no better time to be a team and be a community than in a time of crisis.
Right.
Right. The great part about living here in the Santa Ynez Valley and beyond is that this is a great opportunity, or this is a great reminder to get a go bag, get your stuff together, get to know your neighbors. Right.
Exactly.
One of the things that you could do is just go over and just touch base with them. Say, make sure you have their phone numbers. Make sure they have yours. Be a good neighbor.
That's right.
Be defensible. Keep it clean. Be ready to go at any given moment, because everybody thinks it's never going to happen to them until it does.
Yeah.
And I think, Dave, you coming in and reminding everybody while this, horrible thing is happening north of us, and our thought, we're thinking about it. We're praying for those people. We're thankful for our fire department. We're thankful for all the people that are flying in the air, defending our area. In all honesty, we're very lucky in our location. We have a lot of great stuff going for us, and this is a great opportunity to just bring it to the front of your mind, get ready to go, have a plan in place, and then when it happens, do it early.
Yeah. And neighborhood watch, I would have to say, with this climate that we're in right now, there's a lot of strangers walking around, driving around,
that did
and
happen.
so forth. And I would have to say, if you see something really strange or somebody that doesn't feel right, spidey senses, the hairs are up on your neck, take pictures. Take pictures of the vehicle.
Great
and,
suggestion.
just kind of, hey, I kind of saw this fella or this group. They're not local.
Yep.
And start just kind of thinking who is working on your
vehicle
neighbors.
license plates faces.
Yes.
Yeah. Because that actually in the last fire, when everybody was running out, there were people that were going in.
Yes.
Keep a watchful eye.
Yeah.
So, Dave, we've gone a little bit longer than we should have, but I wanted to say thank you so much for coming in and bringing this to the top of the mind for every single person who's listening today. I mean, you don't have to live in fear, but you do have to be ready.
Right.
Be ready. you've given me a lot of things I need to think about and go out and purchase and make sure that we're ready to go if ever need be. But once again, we are in a community, and the great part about this is it's the last fire that we had, and I'll kind of close it with this, was when they set up the area to help people in need. Right. Here at the Veterans Hall.
Right.
They closed it. And I go, what do you mean they closed it? And they said, no, everybody who came in was checking in or saying, hey, I need somewhere to go or whatever. And they said they would come in and somebody would see them and go, you can come over to my house. Come on, let's go. Let's go. And to me, that warmed my heart more than anything. You know, the fact that our valley has and will continue to be, if it's up to us, to be a community of people that are there to help each other out.
Right.
You took time out of your day to come on this and just educate. And look at the firemen, say thank you. Look at the law enforcement, say thank you. They're there to help you.
Right.
Don't become part of the problem, be part of the solution.
That's correct.
Dave, thank you so much. This has been Chopping It Up with Keith Saarloos. And now back to your regularly scheduled programming on Crazy Country 105.9.